is your voice. Are you going to use it or are you going to be silent? If you're disgusted and worried and angry and you aren't registered to vote or don't have a plan to vote, you're not disgusted and worried and angry enough yet, and you need to get there. In Spanish, in case you need it that way. Vote. Your vote is your voice. If you need help, there's a phone number posted there. Because the price of apathy toward public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Plato said that thousands of years ago. So what is your not voting excuse? Is your excuse that you don't know the candidates or the issues well enough? The League of Women Voters has a voter's guide that you can access online. You can search for candidates' positions on their websites. You can go to ontheissues.org. And every candidate, every issue, side by side. You can even go and compare the presidential candidate positions, a side-by-side comparison, by going to 2020election.procon.org and search their website. Procon.org gives you the pro and con of just about every major issue facing us today. Now, where can I get all my questions answered? I can go to the website, the nonpartisan website, vote.org. At that website, you can check your registration. You can register to vote. You can vote by mail and request that ballot. You can get election reminders. You can pledge to register if you're not registered. You can find polling places, though you should check that before the election because it may change. And you can respond to the 2020 census. Everyone has to be counted. And then after all those choices there, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page at vote.org, there are state-by-state information that has a link to that state and tells you about their election deadlines, about dates, information specific to the state that you're located in. Now, there are QR codes that you can use for absentee ballot requests or anything else. You can scan those QR codes. The left side one will take you to the vote.org portion that is set up to let you request absentee or vote by mail ballots. The right-hand side takes you to the Vote Riders website to do the same. If you don't know where to vote or how you vote by mail, if you're in Maryland, you can look up your voter information at voterservices.election.maryland.gov. As I've said, vote.org is an indispensable resource, or voteriders.org. If you live in a state in which you need to have an ID to vote, Vote Riders can help walk you through the steps you need in order to get that information. And finally, usa.gov/voting is the United States government official website with voter information. This is what you need to do, and you need to do it as soon as you possibly can. The earlier we get this stuff done, the less stress on the post office and on your local election boards. So check your registration. Make sure your information is current and correct. Know how your driver's license looks, how your identification looks in terms of last name, middle name, or middle initial. Make sure they match. If an ID is required to vote in your state, which is not in Maryland, find out what you need to have and get it done as soon as you can. Vote Riders can help. Register to vote, change your name, change your address, do what you need to. Arrange to vote by mail. In most cases, you can take that and drop it in a ballot box if they have collection boxes, or you can take it to the polls instead of standing there waiting to vote. You've already voted. You have your ballot. You just can hand it in once you get to the top of the line. But find out what applies in your state, and vote.org's state-by-state guide will tell you. You can change your party affiliation. That's only valid really in a primary where it's a closed primary. But you may want to change your party affiliation to let people know who you really support. Find out about the early voting possibilities. You may want to try an early vote so that there's less of a line on election day. Find your polling location if you need to vote in person. And finally, volunteer to work at a local polling place as an election judge. Election judges are critical. And never leave without voting. Ask for a provisional ballot if you are denied your right to vote. Vote that provisional ballot, find out what you need to do to verify it's counted, and then call 866-R-VOTE and report the problem so that they can work on it. Remember, your vote is your voice. Don't be silent. Make sure you use it.